This was a heavy-duty MK Ultra watch. Heavy duty. I am talking about this stuff here that you see, not on the AliExpress or anything like that, but I went to the eBay, and that's the way it was. I opened the eBay, write down Seiko, and it was right here, right at the top of it. The first one who demonstrated this watch really was Andrew Tate. That's what's interesting to me. Were beautiful. It says here new Seiko, white, black dial, stainless steel, that kind of stuff. Wow, actually really beautiful watch right there, isn't it? Seiko, look at that, for just 32 American dollars. With it is new, and you get it with a box, and you get it with the papers. But the watch is coming from the Kuwait, and the Dakhnim is his name, so he calls himself. He did not sold any items prior to this. This will be probably his first item based on what I see. You can see right there. So you can choose, either you like one in a black color, or you can choose one. They have it also in a khaki color. Do they have anything else? The white one, it's not available anymore. What would happen if you would purchase this item? This item would come to you new, with a box and with the fake papers, of course. No, this is not of course this is not a real Seiko. This should have been, based on what I have seen right here, from the guy who was involved in this brainwash also. This is this man here that you see here. This should have been a brand new watch.
Finish is pretty cool to see, and while it's subtle, it does make a difference.
He was showing me a real
Seiko. But
me
being me, I would have preferred it being
and what you have seen right there
so
is
one thing
how
that
they
got
get
me
the
really
people into a fake watch market. Naruhito claimed that basically he answered on my claims that Casio and Seiko got very expensive watches. So I've proven him this stuff. The cost of the watches, how it stagnated upwards. And it doesn't make any sense because technology is advanced. And the watches itself, mechanisms, they're all manufactured in China. And he said, yes, but we have that other alternative. And he pointed me into the China. We have that other alternative. So that's what replaced the real Casio and the real Seiko. Yes, this guy right here. Then, when it comes to the... First it was presented the real Seiko. That's how the Japanese do this stuff. You know? Then the second thing what happened was, these fake watches, they entered right here to Slovenia. And I had a bunch of people, including entire police crew from Novo Mesto police station, a local watch people, and even my classmates showing me how beautiful, you know, the watches that I demonstrated you earlier, it can be in this style, or through not Seiko obviously, but rather a very cheap copies of the Seiko. How beautiful they can be. And they were tempting me with this stuff during MK Ultra. Which one do you like? Which one do you like? Do you like this one? Which one looks better? From very up close. So this is basically a technology I'm demonstrating you how they dry every fucking dime out of the person. And possibly even portray one as insane. Rok Dobravec was involved in this stuff, together with the neighbors here. Animals from Novo Mesto police station, at least 10 of them participated in this shit. It's a brainwash, it's really a brainwash, but it all started with a real Seiko. Years we are talking about would also list me as mentally ill. Probably, and I have no clue, this watch did not even exist. But this goes back, way back in time. I saw this watch first time sometimes in, I mentioned you Andrew Tate, and that was before 2010. And so it's how it all started, and it's the only thing we were doing is they were adding fire to more and more fire to this procedure known as post MK Ultra, giving you all kinds of reasons on why you should buy one. You're going to even meet the ladies, and the ladies want to have a real Japanese watch on you. You have to have at least a Seiko and stuff like that. You're going to meet the Japanese ladies. Naruhito advertised me his daughter finally turned 18 in all the politicians advertise their daughter. This is just a normal thing. This is for them, this is just a normal thing. But she, in 2020, there you go. You must buy. You must buy. And I found it really, really, really impressive that if you look at what he says right here, he will say to you, it's a new Seiko, white and stainless steel, meow, meow, meow. It will give you the reason to buy, such as water resistance of 660 feet. And what else it will give you? It's made of the Japanese luminous material. It's got a date window. I don't know. It's a stainless steel case. It's the service life exceeds 10 years. Interesting, because that's actually a solar watch that goes for 180 something. I'm not sure whether pounds or euros and stuff like that. When it's done by Seiko, I am actually, if I were to recommend anybody a watch, that would have been, you have a lot of fucking money and you don't know what the fuck to do with the money, that probably this is really impressive watch, I would say. Yeah, if it does a solar and stuff and has such a water resistance and all that kind of stuff that is like this, well, that's a really chic watch. It's too bad it doesn't have a day in it, but with a technology like this, wow, what can possibly go wrong? And then I noticed there is other people. There is not only Dachnimo or whatever. He sold 39 items. But then I noticed there is other people who sell this type of watch. And I found one for as low as $24. $24, my God, just for the fucking Seiko. $24. That is just crazy. Look at it. And it will ship you for brand free. And the seller is more reliable than Dachnimo. So that meep alarm. The other one was located in the China. This one here is sold a lot of watches and even was involved in MK Ultra. This stuff here that you see here. And he joined barely in 2022. So under no circumstances would I possibly even know one. But I do. Because of this picture here, because of the picture that you see right there. Yes, I know that it was barely born and this and that, but they do it like this. They do it in such a way that it makes you feel that this is the watch that you already have seen. This is the right one. And this seller was actually presenting to me listing just like this. The white one or black one. It's a lady, really, that did this stuff to me. Also involved in a brainwash. When they want to sell something to you, they involved, do you know how many people was involved in sale of this watch? I estimate that no less than over 100 people, let's just say over 100 people was involved in the sale of this watch alone. Let's say close to 200 people, because this is wrong number. This is not the only seller. It was other sellers. They have a total technology basically on how to brainwash you. And plus that, it did not stop with eBay. It did not stop with YouTubers. These people here that you see, the product here that you see, were involved in sale of this watch. And I know so. Why would I know so? You see the difference between the blue, the contrast between the two blue colors. One is light blue and the other one is dark blue. Well, during MK Ultra it became evident that, let me demonstrate you another one here they have for sale. It became evident that too big of a, too close, okay, too close, the contrast. The contrast is not visible. If the colors are yeah, maybe I need to find the listing. But the original, not the, yeah, the original Seiko. The original Seiko has a contrast that is much stronger contrast. In other words, what I want to say is the light blue color that you see here is a much lighter than the one that you see here. What makes a stronger contrast is just like barely blue. I saw the original Seiko and I saw this one, and I'm telling you, they had people from AliExpress sellers, people from Alibaba, and people from eBay sellers, and they brought a police inside in here, just that I told you, probably at least 20 police officers with another I estimate maybe 20 Slovenian politicians. That makes 40 people. And then you have people from abroad. And you have neighbors, and you have people that I mentioned you, the schoolmates, all kinds of people that were coming, watch people that were coming inside of the house because they were interested in buying this and selling it here in Slovenia. And so you have, if I said 200 people, I'm going to say at least 200 people participated in a scam of this watch alone. This was one watch, one single watch, 200 people participated in it. It's rather interesting. It's rather interesting case how this must have been already longer time on the market. Who knows? It's just I am impressed. I'm interested in how they mark these products, how they scam you basically. The MK Ultra scam, how they scam people with this stuff. This is what impresses me the most. No, hell, I'm not fucking buying this. I just want to see it, what it looks like, and okay. Maybe these guys are too optimistic anyways. So now it won't help anyways. Anyway, the name of the model, so that I demonstrate you the difference between this stuff. The name of the model is this one here. This will be the name of the model. Yeah, I mean, the Seiko is going to say, if you contact, they're going to say to you, we have nothing to do with it. This is a counterfeit. This is, etc., 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 etc. You know, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. There's your Seiko for $66. You see this X that is right in the middle? This is what they refer to as my case, as an X. I mentioned you Andrew Tate a little earlier. Yeah, you can get the watch. You can get this watch here. Yes, it's sure for $26. You can get it for $26. It will come to you. You saw it, what it costs on the Alibaba, or what it costs on even on based on what I have seen, even on AliExpress. Although AliExpress makes sure that you don't have Seiko inside, you know. So there's one way, is basically buying this and then flipping inside also the sign of the Seiko, and it will look just like a Seiko. If that's what you like, kudos to you, you know. But yeah, I just want to make a point here about the real watch. I'm done with this. This is no joke, this watch. This is a solar watch. And listen, even like this, the watch is really beautiful. It's a beautiful watch. I am not even saying if you have a counterfeit, if you have a copy, and if it does to you the way it advertises for the Seiko, wow. I mean, then you got yourself a beautiful watch. Now, I would prefer to buy a counterfeit piece personally for myself than the original one, so I don't like spending money. This doesn't make any difference. So it's even advertised for 800 something bucks. That's way more money, whatever it is. I don't see that I would have the ability to choose the color of the watch. Yeah, sure. I prefer to spend 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever. If it does the same thing, and the only difference is the water resistance, I don't even mind doing that stuff. But the thing about it is, I'm not buying the watch for myself. The thing about it is, I'm trying to start the business, watch business. I'm interested in something completely different. I'm interested in what possibly could be is making money. So the difference is quite big. Let me demonstrate you. The difference is it's a stark for what Rok Dobravets, who listed himself as dead based on MK Ultra incident. He's very well alive. He's not dead. No way. My schoolmate. He said he gestured me. This is almost the same. It's almost the same. It looks like the same. It's a little difference. It's almost the same, and so on. So it's almost the same, but it's not the same. But this is actually, real price goes between $500 to $700 something dollars. You see what I'm saying? No. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. If it's not real, if it's not legitimate, I'm not interested in it. When it comes to sales, when it comes to personally for myself, yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Would I buy this kind of stuff? No. No way. It's just interesting. The point about this stuff, the point about this stuff is, the point about all this stuff is just to demonstrate you the way this stuff is done. It's always start with one scam. I had a watch inside of my ex-wife's store. I don't know, that looked like this somewhat. I never was interested in one. And it was all black. It was, I have no idea. I was just not interested in it. It was there, and I think it was a copy. It could be that the original was stolen, whatever the case might have been, with so many people involved in this, with the stuff that went on. I didn't even know which underwear were mine and which were not. It was crazy, the stuff that went on in Miami. And then this watch simply popped up out of nowhere. Like, British Royals suggested me, at least you're gonna know what you had. At least you're gonna know what you had. They told me that you have to learn to appreciate that kind of sick stuff. And so this goes to 2000. Goes way into way earlier time. And then I guess it was this counterfeit copies that they started to make. All through, there was no solar watch back then yet in 2000 like this. That Seiko would make stuff like that. You know what I mean? They didn't have this kind of. Let me see, when did this? Yes, of course, they have the technology that they do not release. But sometimes they work toward a certain project and they already advertise before they even have it. That type of stuff also went on during MK Ultra. Smartphones were one of the things that's exactly that went on. So they barely released this schizophrenic watch in 2021. So that would totally list me into a schizophrenia category. So there was a lot of reasons to promote this type of scam. So that was before 2010 that Andrew Tate talked about. He said, and we're also going to have this kind of watch. We're going to have this one going on. It was not only Andrew Tate, it was several other people. This started in 2008. They started to brainwash on this kind of watch. It goes to show that the copy of this watch, including the original, the copy of the watch, they started to brainwash me with sometimes in 2013, 2014. It was the copy of the watch. But with the watch itself that pertained to the Seiko, they started to brainwash me sometimes in 2008. Which, when it comes to Seiko, Casio technology, watch technology, is not even a big deal. Because there's just so much to choose from. They have all kinds of watches, all kinds of stuff, groundbreaking stuff, and so interesting stuff, just interesting stuff. The way, if I would say, and this, you did this and this and this to me, and Naruhito would say, no, this watch was only released in year 2021. You see, you are a schizophrenic. Folks, do not buy Casio and Seiko. It's a she's of shit. It's a psychiatric company. It's a psychiatry. It's not even a watch company. Me personally, I do sell it to you, but would I buy one for myself? Never would. I never would. They were breaking me watches, talking about the Casio, and stealing me watches. Demanded from my parents to purchase brand new watches and really expensive watches inside of the stores here in Novo Mesto, just so they could steal the fucking watches. You want this kind of stuff on your hands? If it was done to you, probably you would think, I don't know. For me personally, no. Hell fuck no. I'll sell it to you, but would I want to have one on my wrist own one? Not really. Look at them. Look at them. Now, pay attention to this stuff here. The psychiatric watch. This is just one of too many. One of too many out there. An example, just as is stated in the title. One of too many. Just as an example. I wouldn't even publish this video because it was just too much of this shit. And because there is too much important stuff I published on my video channels, on my blog. So this is just an example, folks. I wouldn't even be doing this, really. This watch was this schizophrenic watch. That's a Naruhito. Naruhito, the emperor of the Japan. Hirohito, Akihito, his father Akihito, all grandpa, his brothers, everything was involved in MK Ultra. Everybody was involved. Everything, the whole family was involved in it. Well, the schizophrenic watch, because that's what he said. If you will say this, it's schizophrenia, it's a schizophrenia. If you will say this, yes, this schizophrenic watch was fortified. Now I'm going to give you an example how they do this stuff, why people are so quiet, silent about this stuff. It was fortified by, her name is Hillary Clinton, the lady that you see here. Got that beautiful smile, doesn't she? Was fortified with the threats to me. We don't give Japan. We don't give Japan. We don't give Japan. And I was during MK Ultra. What the fuck do I have to do with the Japan anyways? Why would I want anything bad to Japan? I mean, she was, we don't give Japan. We don't give Japan. This thing here, this is what she meant here. She meant this here. It was this stuff here, this thing here. She wanted to say to me, you know, the release date 2021. She wanted to say to me, it's going to be a schizophrenia. If you say this, if you tell any. This was just, as I stated, an example, one example. Anything about what the Japanese were paid for to do on me. Obviously, they enforced, the Japanese emperors obviously enforced schizophrenia since I was a baby. That was the purpose of my visits to Japan. Then there was another Hillary Clinton. There was another Hilaria. And then there was another Hilaria. And then there was more Hilarias all over the place. Another Hilaria. Another Hilaria that expressed it's his opinion. Sorry. En Spanish, en español, te está pronunciando J como H, Maja. And I mistaken it. Was the man that you see here. Say anything you want about America, about Europe, anything you want to say. Say anything you want. But never say against the Japanese royal family. Japan is famous for one thing. Famoso. Molto, molto famoso. I understand they have the best hospitals in the world. I understand they are miracle makers. And it's where entire imperial royal society of the Asia travels to. I would say probably even Americans. Hilaria, Bill Clinton, Do you understand how this stuff works now? How they keep it all together, glued together? That's exactly how that stuff is. This is what I was told. It's what you're going to be treated, cured. Vaira Longkorn, Maha, and the daughter. This here, Dipankorn Rasmioti. Well, what about Bairiki Tiyaba? This is not properly pronounced. I'm just maybe too playful right now. Bairiki Tiyaba. How about her? She is no longer even listed as his child. That's interesting. They cured her. She's cured. She's not ill. She's not dying. The stuff that is written about her, she have gone through. Already she have gone through. She's cured. It was a very bad infection, but she was cured in Japan. I mean, I am going to straight you your issues, your little issues about the schizophrenia, about the mental illness. Boy, you're going to get them in your ass. Say anything you want, but do not say anything about this here. Anything you want, but don't say anything about this here. I understand they expressed a great respect for the Slovenia in Japan yesterday or something like that. It was with the big honors, which is something it was involved in MK Ultra, by the way. This stuff was involved in MK Ultra. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he pulled out. It was Naruhito who demanded from me to agree to give the Slovenian anthem a special kind of privilege, whatever. They might be doing this with every anthem in Japan. However, that doesn't make the point. The point is, if they do this with every anthem in Japan, and it says here that it's an exclusive, it's actually, it says, it's insane what the Japanese did for the Slovenian privates. It's insane, the respect, the degree of the respect and so on. If they do this with every anthem, this just confirms the watch I was talking about, because this article is really, if they do it with every anthem, with everything like this, then this is a very, very schizophrenic Slovenian article. However, it was a Naruhito who participated in the brainwash. So if I would go and I would stress myself out about this thing here, you see, it would make me look like a schizophrenic. It's identical issue to the watch. So now you understand why I don't want to wear Seiko, Casio, Rolex, and everything else. It's not about issues pertaining to the communism or whatever you want to say it. It runs much deeper into it. It runs much deeper into it, yes. For me, it's a very sensitive issue. And guess what? I don't give a fuck about what Japan has to offer when it comes to hospitals, when it comes to watches, and whatever else. As for United States of America, you don't have anything. What the fuck do you have? What the fuck do you can offer to anybody? Now I'm asking you, what can you offer to somebody like myself? What the fuck did you offer to somebody like myself other than 54 years of extermination procedure, genocide? What the fuck can you offer, United States of America? What can you offer? What can you offer? Who would want from you anything? anything. The world was capable to see what you offer, who you are, what you are, and where you are coming from, and where the future of the humanity is heading to. Through you. But just as you would think that I did complete the video, I still did not explain what Hillary Clinton was trying to tell me. Shit. What was the Hillary Clinton trying to tell me? She was trying to say to me, because she insisted, we're nothing without the Japan. We don't give Japan. American politicians demanded from me, obviously, what is known as absolute silence, pertaining to everything they got together with their British monarchs through Japan. She was trying to say to me, she didn't say to me, but she said to me, if you're going to talk about the Japan, it's going to be a schizophrenia. So these are your doctors, these are your psychiatrists, these are the people who run your societies, these are the lords, these are the owners, these are the bosses, these are your imperials, and this is what your democracy looks like. Yes, of course, because if you're gonna say against the closest, such an important ally, it creates a friction between the countries, doesn't it? See, the thing is that I'm not interested in creating a friction between the countries. I never was interested in any fucking countries. On the first place, I was not interested in making any kind of frictions between anybody. You see, the thing is that I have proven this. It's not equivalent to the military service, but it's by far exceeding any type of military service, including the Vietnam and Iraq and everything you veterans have gone through. Like those of you that took the worst part of it. I was not interested in causing frictions. I am still not interested in causing frictions. But I told you, actually, I never said to you. I was wise enough to never say this to you, but you could see that in my eyes. And that's why you did it, because you were sure you're gonna prove I'm mentally ill based on, this is truly heinous crime you did. Very ugly stuff. When you have me pick up your thighs, when you have me pick up your clothing, actually demanded from me approval. Not approval, but yeah, demanded from me approval and use me to help you choose. That's what the Charles did. And I was so happy, so pleased that he looked good, and so on. And you go to the level like this low, then as well as my fuck you up, all of you. I don't really owe you anything. You were the one who insisted me once the MK Ultra was finished. You will get whatever you will make. This is what this Merz Friedrich claimed also with all others, with Ursula von der Leyen and so on, not lying to me but extorting me with this kind of issues. Everything was a threat. You will get whatever you make. You will get whatever you earn. You will get whatever you blah 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 blah. What did you scum earn? I have one question, because the work you do today, the administration is the stuff that you managed to create through this extremely paradox. There's nothing so paradox, so criminal, so violent that I was subjected to that ever existed before. And I had to be. So that's how you form strong alliances. That's how you get to read the people. That's how you know where to go from within. It's an entire program that I chartered. Actually, that you chartered through me. What the hell did you guys accomplish? Other than sitting inside of the offices, traveling first class, eating caviar with the golden spoons, resting yourself at best resorts, hospitals throughout the world? What the fuck did you do in between? When I was beaten up, tortured, and used for all kinds of sting operations, what the guys did you do in between? What did you earn? You try to prove that I'm mentally ill, that I'm a schizophrenic. And that's why I said the world needs to be aware of the United States of America, where the whole thing is taken to. Because this is under no means democratic. This video of mine, it's not even about the democracy. It's about how their brain works. It's about their ethics. It's basically about how they see human beings as. And of course, themselves.